In today's Resin Geode tutorial, I'm going to be using a stretch canvas for this one, but you could also use a wooden artist board, and I'm going to be testing out a few new techniques that I've never tried before. So the first one is I'm going to create my geode pattern with acrylic paint instead of using resin. So I've got a few different acrylic paint colors, and obviously you can do whatever colors you like. I decided I wanted to go for a more neutral sort of palette because whenever I do a Geode Agate Slice sort of crystal creation with resin, I always go for like purples or turquoises or greens or pinks. So I wanted to kind of go for something a little bit more neutral this time. But obviously whatever colors you want to use, they will work great. So I've got all my acrylic paints and I'm sticking them all in a line, and then I'm getting a wide brush and I'm picking up a good amount of that paint, and I'm just pulling that across my canvas and slowly sort of moving the brush to get a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of a ripple and create my geode shape. The great thing about using acrylic paint instead of resin to create your geode pattern is, one, if you're not happy with it, it's so easy to fix. You can just go straight over the top, and all you're doing is pulling the paintbrush through, moving it up and down to create those little ripples and blending it out to get that really soft agate slice / geode looking effect with the paint. A few things that I did find when I was doing this technique is pick the right size brush depending on how big you want to create your geode. So for me, I probably could have gone a larger size brush, so that way I could have had it go the whole way in and not having to do the 2 layers like I am doing now, because you can see the 2 layers didn't match up perfectly. And also something else to think about is the colors that you pick. Because I did a white, a black and a grey, as I started to blend out my paint more, I did start to lose the definition and was ending up just getting a lot of grey coming through, which was not what I originally had intended. So it definitely is important to think about your colors that you're picking. Make sure you've got some contrasting colors in, and also the amount of times that you go around will blend that paint out even more. The next step is to add in a border, but it's important just to make sure you let that acrylic paint dry first, so that way you're not going to be picking it up and transferring it or smushing the pattern. So for my border, I'm just going to be using some gyprock. You could use texture paste, spackle paste, whatever you want. And you can also put this in a disposable piping bag or a Ziploc bag and pipe it out if you want to have a really perfect neat border. But because I am creating a crystal, I like this sort of roughness that it has by applying it with the palette knife. And I'm going to be going all the way around my geode, and this is going to create a border. You can also do this technique with some of that expanding foam filler that I've seen a lot of people use, and then they put that around the border, they let that set, and they cut it off, like cut it in half, and it creates another sort of stone looking border. But for this I decided to go with texture paste because that's what I've got on hand. Because I am going to be pouring resin into the center of this piece, I do need to make sure that I have my border going the full way around and it's high enough to stop the resin from pouring over, because I do want to keep the resin just into the center. I left my joint compound for probably about 4 hours for it to fully dry. Now, the thicker you apply the joint compound, the longer it's going to take to set. And it's important that it does fully set before you do start applying the resin on into the center. I'm also going to be adding an agate slice to the center and some little crystals as well for a little bit more decoration and to make it look a little bit more geode-like. And I'm just using a hot glue gun to do that. I like using hot glue guns because the glue sets fast and it will help hold all of the crystals into place while I do add the resin in, so they don't move around while the resin is setting. Now I'm just using an art resin, so this is from Barnes and it is their epoxy glass resin, which is a 1:1 ratio. So I've mixed that up and I'm just adding a little bit going all around my agate slice and my crystals, and I'm just doing a little bit to start with because I am going to be adding in some sort of crystally dust going around this agate slice to add a little bit more extra sort of sparkle to this piece, and then I'm going to be pouring resin as well. Now to make my outer sort of crystal dust, I'm not quite sure what to call this part, I decided I was going to try something new. I saw this at Kmart. It's a fake snow, but I thought it looked quite crystally. I have mixed that also with a little bit of white beach sand and some mirrored glass chips. I've added the tiniest amount of resin just so that way it would bind as I was putting it down on top of the resin. But you don't want to add too much because it will start to make it quite wet. I still want it to be a bit crumbly so that way it still has that texture that I'm after. And I'm just applying that the whole way around. I'm also trying to follow the sort of original shape that the paint has made. So in some parts it's going to be a bit thicker, in some parts it's going to be a bit thinner going around the agate slice. And then I'm going to pour my clear resin that I've just mixed a little bit of this sparkle powder in. I didn't want to add any colors into the resin because obviously I want to see the acrylic paint coming through, but I did also want to add a little bit of a shine, so I just mixed this translucent sparkle powder through, and then I'm applying that clear resin the whole way over my geode. Just making sure too that the resin goes the whole way around into all of those little sort of grooves of the textured paste, as well around the crystal area. And then I just give it a quick torch to pop any bubbles because you'll really see bubbles in clear resin. And around my crystal area, I'm just adding a little bit more resin with a pearl powder through it, just to really make that area stand out and sort of highlight it a little bit more. So this is just a shimmery pearl powder. I didn't add too much because I didn't want it to be too strong, but I just added that around the center. Then I'm just covering the rest of the board in resin, and I've just added in some pearl white powder just so that way everything matches in nicely. For the finishing touches to this piece, I'm going to be adding in some line work, and I've decided to go with this silver, and I've just used my silver powder and I've mixed that in with some satin varnish. You can use whatever varnish that you like. So I'm using the satin finish because that way I'll get a nice shine. And I'm painting that on with a paintbrush. I've mixed up probably, I would say, about 60-40, so 60% varnish to 40% of the pigment powder. Another option is if you've got any of the silver paint pens. Krylon does some really nice paint pens. You can also use that instead of doing this mixture. And I'm applying that all over where I've added my textured border, and it soaks it up really well, really grips onto it nicely. I should also mention as well, it is very important to wait for the resin to fully cure before you do this step. So I've waited 24 hours. Obviously, it will depend on the temperature of your room and the type of resin that you're using, but you cannot do this step until the resin has cured, because obviously that will just end up to be a big sticky mess if you try to add line work on while the resin is still setting. I also do find when I do add my metallic line work, sometimes on the resin areas, I do have to do it twice. So the first time I do it, I find I will get a really thin coverage because the resin is so slick. It doesn't grip as well as it does to this sort of textured area. So generally I wait for all of my silver sort of line work to set, and then I'll go back in and do a second layer, and then I'll get a nice sort of opaque pattern. And with my line work, I just like to follow the shapes that are already there from the acrylic paint, so that way it looks nice and cohesive going the whole way around. And you can add as many sort of lines in as you want, so you can do a whole bunch. You can do some in other colors. I'm also doing some outside onto the board just so that way it's not completely plain. but it's completely up to you on how many you want to add in. I'm also going to be adding in some white lines, and I'm going to be using a little squeezy bottle for this. So this has got a really fine tip, like I think it's called a needlepoint applicator on it, and it's just got some white acrylic paint in, and I'm using a fluid acrylic paint so that way it will pour out. You don't want to use a thick body. So this one I think is from Golden, and it's just their fluid acrylic white paint, and I'm using that to create some more finer lines going the whole way around. You can buy these needlepoint applicators from most art stores, and they're really handy to have. I also do put the silver mixture into them, and you can do it with silver as well if you want to do super fine metallic lines. It's really easy to do, and it just makes it look so effective, having the different colored lines, the silver and the white, as well as the different thicknesses. And this is the finished piece. And like always, if you have any questions or any feedback, feel free to leave it down below. And if you want to see some more great ideas to create different styles of resin geodes, then definitely go and check out my playlist on that. I'll link it up above.